When you think about a massive cargo ship, what comes to mind? Probably the stacks of containers, right? Or maybe the bridge where the captain stands. But what if I told you the most dangerous part is hidden deep inside? It's a volatile, high-pressure heart, and today we're going into the engine room to look at 10 ways that fiery heart can become a ticking time bomb.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll meet this volatile heart. Then we'll get into the big mistakes, how people ignore alarms, the real price of neglect, and what happens when they make errors under pressure. And we'll wrap it all up with how you actually master this machine.
All right, first up, the ship's volatile heart. I want you to picture this. You're deep inside a ship's engine room. It's loud, it's hot, and the stakes, well, they could not be higher.
So let me ask you, what do you think is the single most dangerous part of one of these ships? Seriously, what pops into your head first? Pirates, right? Or maybe some kind of monster storm out on the open sea?
Well, for the crew, the biggest danger often isn't something out there on the waves. Nope. It's something they have to work with every single day. It's that fiery, pressurized heart beating deep inside the vessel itself, the boiler. And that's where our story of potential disaster really begins. Okay, let's get into our first set of mistakes, ignoring the alarms. This is all about those automated safety systems and the very human temptation to just switch them off.
So, critical error number 1? Starting a boiler without pre-purging the furnace. This is like the cardinal sin of boiler operation. Before you hit that ignition, you have to clear out any leftover fuel vapors that might be hanging around. All it takes is running a fan for a couple of minutes. If you skip that, it's literally like striking a match in a gas-filled room. Just a terrible, terrible idea.
And right on the heels of that one, we have mistake number 2.
Ignoring a furnace blowback? A blowback is basically a small explosion. It's a massive red flag that you just tried to ignite a furnace that was full of vapor. It is the system screaming at you. And you know what's really astonishing? Sometimes engineers will see that and just try to fire it up again. They're just doubling down on a mistake that could get someone killed.
And look, let's be absolutely clear about the stakes here. This isn't some abstract problem. The source material says directly that ignoring these blowbacks has, and I'm quoting here, led to fatal situations on board ships. We are talking about life and death.
And the final mistake in this category
Might just be the most reckless of all, bypassing safety and alarms. It's apparently a common practice to just bypass the automation to make a procedure go faster. I mean, think about that. You are intentionally disabling the very system that was engineered to save your life, all to save a few minutes. These alarms aren't just annoying beeps, they're your absolute last line of defense.
Okay, so we've talked about actively ignoring alarms. Now let's move on to something a little quieter, a little more insidious. Let's talk about the price of neglect, where small failures in basic maintenance can lead to huge disasters.
This next critical failure comes down to something incredibly basic, just being able to see. You see, the gauge glass is pretty much the only visual indicator you have of the boiler's water level. That's it. And if you can't see it and that water level drops too low, well, the boiler tubes can overheat and fail, catastrophically.
And this says it all, doesn't it? On the left, a clean glass gives you an accurate, life-saving reading. You know exactly what's going on. On the right, a dirty, neglected glass is hiding a disaster. You're flying blind, completely unaware of the damage that might be building up inside.
Now this is where things get really interesting, because this mistake combines neglect with the errors we talked about earlier. A furnace blowback is dangerous enough, but what if you've also left spilled fuel and oily rags lying around after maintenance? Well, you've just provided extra fuel for the fire. You've turned a small warning shot into a full-blown furnace explosion.
All right, on to our final category, errors under pressure. These are the critical mistakes that happen during the normal day-to-day operation of the boiler, when the pressure is on, in every sense of the word.
One of the biggest operational errors is subjecting the boiler to thermal shock. A boiler is a massive piece of metal. You can't just turn it on like a light switch. Heating it up way too quickly from a cold state creates immense stress on the metal. It's just like pouring boiling water into a frozen glass. It can crack right under the strain.
So the correct procedure is something called intermediate firing. It's all about patience. You fire the burner for a short period, just a couple minutes, then you give the metal a long break to let that heat distribute evenly. You gradually increase the firing time and decrease the break time, allowing the entire structure to warm up safely and without stress. And this same principle of avoiding thermal shock applies to the exhaust gas boiler. And the timing here is just wild. To do it right, you have to start circulating water through it a full 2 hours before the main engine even starts, and then you have to keep that pump running for 12 hours after the engine shuts down. All of that just to allow for a gradual, safe cooldown.
Now for our final mistake, I just want to start with a number. 2.5%. What in the world could that possibly refer to?
It refers to fuel. Get this, just 3 millimeters of soot on the boiler tubes, that's about the thickness of 2 dimes, acts as an insulator, forcing the ship to burn 2.5% more fuel. But it's worse than that. That soot is also flammable. If it ignites, you can get a soot fire, which can then escalate into what's called an iron fire, a chain reaction so hot it can cause a complete meltdown of the tube stacks.
So, wow. After walking through this whole catalog of potential disasters, what are the key principles for actually mastering this machine and making sure everyone stays safe?
You know, it really just boils down to this. First, never, ever bypass the safety systems. They exist for a reason. Second, cleanliness is safety. From the gauge glass to the furnace floor, those checks are non-negotiable. Third, you have to respect the immense thermal stresses these materials are under. And finally, you have to understand that every procedure, no matter how tedious it seems, was written to prevent a specific, catastrophic failure. And it leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? The ship's boiler is this perfect example of a complex, dangerous, and utterly essential system that is completely invisible to most of us. It makes you wonder, what other high-stakes systems, managed by dedicated crews, are quietly powering our world completely out of sight?